Denver.
Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Andy, I can tell you're at the bar, so that means you must be home. You're back in Minnesota. How is it?
It's you know what the fucked part about all this is? Geez, start off with
I'm
a
sure
rant.
there's plenty. Yeah, go ahead, please. By all means.
It's like the same temperature in Minnesota as it is in San Diego.
Oh,
maybe a little more sunshine here in Minnesota.
I thought you were going to complain about trying to with traveling with all the cash that you won from the track. That is a pain in the ass. It's tough. You don't feel safe really going around the airport with that much cash in your backpack. It's a little sketchy. Yeah.
But yeah, before we get to football, I was half betting on TVG, half betting at the track. I love paper tickets. There's something different about that. But all the way through the first day, I did not cash a paper ticket.
That happens.
Through the second day, I had wins. I won a bunch of daily doubles. I did nights on those. They were all on the app.
Nice.
So the second day, I did not cash a paper ticket until race 11. I cashed.
Which one was that one?
The turf.
That was the turf. Oh yeah, where Tanawa was.
So then,
totally...
at that point, that was the first paper ticket I actually brought back and said, "Give me money for this." So at that point, I just went with our guy Mike, the Somo Bomb.
Somo Bomb.
I just said, "Take all this money, put it on the 5 for the next race. I'll cheer for that."
Let's go.
It closed closer to 4, I think, on the tote board.
It was around 3-1 still. 3.5.
The payout didn't make sense to me then. All right, I'll have to go.
Brett, cashing tickets is overrated.
I am coming to work.
It is kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. When it's just updated in your account digitally, that actually is kind of more convenient. I'll be honest. Nice. And also betting
shout out to those
betting Breeders' Cup via fixed odds and head-to-heads kind of better. It was less big and easier to find some winners.
Yeah, and shout out to the reason I win daily doubles is because I have piss poor pick 4s, and then you win the first leg, you lose the second leg, and then TVG just has a fucking predatory button. Honestly, it says "Hey, you have 2 legs you already made. You must like these more bets." No, it's not even winnings, Drew. I'm saying you lose a pick 4 on the second leg. You have 2 legs that haven't gone yet. There's just a button say,
right.
You want to turn these into a daily double? Just hit this button. We'll put the bet together for you. We'll set it up. You just hit click and it'll make the bet. I did a lot of that. They all kept winning. So joke's on you for trying to trick me, TVG, which honestly can't say enough good things about.
They'll just get you to take that money and put it into the FanDuel side of things and do some same game parlays. So it's all good. Yeah, it's all Gucci. Either way,
football was weird today.
Horse racing was fun. Great weekend of that. NBA's been pretty good. Last couple days of doing, patting the bankroll a little bit there. NFL continue to lose. It has not been a great season ultimately. Although I think ultimately I ended up today because I had my biggest position ended up becoming the Chargers. That Chargers game was huge. If the Chargers had lost outright, I would be not a happy sack. I would be a sad sack for this podcast, but I'm in a little bit better spirits. A couple of my overs, I was heavy on that Chiefs over.
Cowboys
Browns over. I was heavy on that Browns over. I was heavy on that Ravens over. Those were super solid. So
my card. I feel bad because I was so far behind the 8 ball with everything with traveling. I was on a different pool table. But I ended up with just, Cincinnati -2.5, garbage bet turned out. Cincinnati over, awesome bet. Giants, awesome bet, it turned out.
Solid.
Niners, awesome CLV bet. We'll leave it at that. And then my last one was, Minnesota and the points, which I thought I forgot to bet that. I thought I was going to get a worse number. It went the other way. Like
Yeah,
you got
they
a better
ended up
number on that.
covering. Yeah, they ended up
And then
covering.
you go to overtime, and yeah, that was a goofy game. There were some good things. There were some
Oh
good
God,
things,
we got
bad
a lot.
things.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's get to everything.
The biggest story of the day was obviously man. A bunch of teams just utterly no-showed today. I think the biggest story is ultimately going to be the Bills losing outright to the Jaguars. I laid the points with the Bills. I thought they were going to absolutely wax them. I thought they were going to get into the 30s. They scored 6 against that defense. And if you didn't watch the game, the 6 points they scored were relatively early in the contest. They were up 6-3 at one point, and you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm sure they'll get a couple touchdowns here in the second. No, they scored 0 points in the second half. It was MVP favorite Josh Allen sucked out loud today. He was awful. And we joked a bit about him, whether he warranted MVP favorite status. And I think his chances of that award are done. That was an embarrassing performance by the Bills. Similarly, the Cowboys came in the hot side here. That closed 10. The Broncos probably could have shut him out if they had tried. They let him get 16 garbage time points there, so they end up winning 30-16. I was annoyed because I had the over, and it just came up a little short, even with the garbage time points. But so be it. What do you think is the major storyline tomorrow morning? What are you leading your sports page with if you have the national sports page?
Probably just like a comparison of Mac Jones and Jamar Chase. Like, is this your rookie of the year? Let's just. I mean, those two are the biggest ones. I mean, the Cowboys and the Bills doing what they did, especially after the Cowboys the Cowboys.
You're really going
away.
there instead of with the Browns defense holding the the Browns defense is really good, and led by Myles Garrett. I mean, that's a good squad.
Jokes aside, though, like Dallas getting away with one, starting the backup last week, getting a win against a decent team, probably a middle of the pack team that you had to go play in a tough spot, and then pissing it away on a game like this, which they're just. We'll get to that. We'll get a little deeper in those games. We'll run through all the games, and then we'll get into next week's. Houston, Miami was the first one on the card. If we're skipping Thursday, 9 turnovers. Not a lot to say about that. We were excited about Tyrod being back. That was ended up being the best skip of the week for me. Once that number got too beat up, I'm like, I can't. I got to a lot of these late, and I'm like, well, I can't bet it now. This is beat up, and everyone's taking it. It's like I'm gonna be mad that I missed out on the good number on the Texans.
I forgot to take Miami out of my major survivor that I needed to get changed before Sunday, and so I ended up with Miami and survivor, and was that lucky because Dallas loses, Buffalo loses. I don't even know if anyone had Buffalo alive, left to pick, but that wiped out a bunch of survivor folks. That was a weird one. No real conceptual understanding of why Miami's defense showed up today compared to the way they played the last couple of weeks.
I think a lot of it was, Tyrod made some bad decisions. That one ball was just like, it was a clear, like, throw the ball away, and he just did such a bad job of throwing the ball away that somebody was able to catch it in bounds.
Man, holy shit. I'm looking at the close right now. Houston got hard. Oh, yeah.
Well, they took public and
oh my
money.
Goodness,
like everybody
they got bet.
Like
that close
the books made out like a bandit there. Yes.
Whew. Jesus, no one wanted anything to do with Miami.
God, Green Bay's going to cover here. This is hilarious.
They are going to cover. They're going to cover in hysterical fashion. Absolutely hilarious fashion.
Not a ton more to say on that. It was the bet side. I don't know if it was ever. I don't know if you can say it was the right or wrong side in a game with 9 combined turnovers. We haven't had a game with 9 combined turnovers in over 5 years now. So that's a messy. That's
what? It's been that long.
Well, it's 5 years. Isn't that long.
I wouldn't.
I mean, to be fair, 5 years is like 1,200 games or plus.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's
true. So I mean, if we're gonna, have fun picking that box score apart. Dallas. I want to get to Dallas, Denver,
dude.
Dallas.
Houston won the turnover battle
by 1. I mean, what's the difference?
5-4. They won the turnover battle. Oh
no,
my God.
Did they? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Miami had 5 turnovers. You said 4.
I think some of them were in precarious positions for Houston. Dallas, without a certain piece on their offensive line is apparently a completely different team.
Yes,
Yes,
that is
that's it.
that is absolutely the case. Yes. I will also say, God, dude, where do you even want to go with this game?
I don't.
They had 2 turnover on downs, their first 2 possessions. They punt into halftime. They're losing 13-0 or 6. Was it 16-0 at halftime?
Yeah, that sounds right.
But still, it's a 2-possession game at that point. And with the Dallas's offense, the way they have been playing to this point in the season, you thought, oh, no big deal. They get an early break in the third quarter with a blocked punt, but it ends up becoming like a turnover because the Denver recovers it for a first down.
Just like the mental mistake of touching that ball after it crossed the line and giving them a new set of downs. Like besides missing Smith on the line and having some and somebody, why was Dak in the game that late? That's a hell of a question.
That is a good question.
But I mean, just not being able to get out of their own way like that, and it's crazy. Like, I guess I might have held Dak out one more week.
Did you think Dak looked bad? There was like drops.
I didn't see very much of this game. I was on an airplane for a lot of this. It was tough sledding watching football for me today. I have a ton of work. I'm probably going to stay up late and rewatch some highlights.
You know what? You took your good karma from the track to Denver Airport, so you took it to Denver and gave it to them. So I blame you for this.
I did reload so just live betting on legal books in the Denver Airport. Undefeated, just pumping up. I do this every time I go. You pump up all the DraftKings funds, and then I can blow it all on DFS over the next few weeks. So pretty good job by me there.
Hey,
let's get deeper into this one on
That's
Wednesday.
the same life cycle that we're going to get into in a minute with the Baker Mayfield life cycle.
God.
But without question, I thought Denver's role players all stepped up. Guys like Tim Patrick and Kendall Hinton in the receiving core had, big moments in that game.
Oh, weird. Diggs got burned.
The defense was missing everyone. The defense was missing everyone for Denver, and the role players all stepped up. They all kicked ass. The pass defense for Denver, when they are asked, is good. Your two leading sack getters. There needs to be a better term for that. There certainly is. Garnerers of sacks. Sack masters. One was traded and the other was hurt. Like, you didn't have your two best pass rushers essentially, and they still were able to bother Dak all day. This one, sack artists. I like that. You know what else?
That's why Dan has Emmys.
My other just general notes on this one. Tony Pollard did not get enough touches. He had 2 targets in the passing game. The one catch he had went for 32 yards. That was in garbage time. He had 4 rushes for 11 yards. Zeke Elliott did not have pop. He did not have, they got no push with the offensive line on top of that. His 4th down fuck up in the first half really set the tone, I thought, for just a sloppy day for Dallas in general. I thought Dallas's defense was ripe to get exposed, but I did not think Teddy Bridgewater and this crew was going to do it. The fact that they did was a hat tip to them. They are not quitting on the season, apparently, even though they traded Von Miller. Was it really? I guess maybe the question was: Von Miller the problem?
Everybody loved him. He was definitely a good part of the locker room. Zeke has a lower leg, ankle, something or other that's just, or knee. Was it knee that he ended up wrapping?
Yeah, he
it
is a knee. He is a knee.
It's something that's been bugging him for a while. So I don't know. We'll get deeper into what's going to happen with Dallas.
The defense is not great though, still, and they went up against a competent offensive line. They couldn't generate pressure, and they got exposed. And I think that is actually an important lesson to take forward with the Cowboys. If they go up against a team with a competent O-line and they can't generate pressure, then they're going to get exposed in the back end because their cover is a little sus. It's a little sus. Even your defensive player of the year co-favorite, Trayvon Diggs. No, that guy stinks. Do not give him consideration for defensive player of the year.
Spread the word. He stinks.
He stinks. Realistically, though, it was a disappointing game for the Cowboys. They were due for a stinker. They had covered every game to this point in the season. They got bet. Somebody went hard on the Cowboys. Not so good. They closed 10, not even close. Let's move down to Minnesota, Baltimore.
Speaking
best
of
game of the
getting
morning.
bet,
Best game of the morning.
I would have preferred a more boring game when
I'm gonna have a sip
Minnesota
of
had a
my
lead,
red
but it was a
wine
very,
for the purple
very,
purple
very
contest.
good. Yeah, very, very good game. Especially once you got to overtime and you had Minnesota at 6.5 or better.
Just good high leverage stuff happening all throughout that fourth
Yeah.
quarter and the overtime. That was
Secret-
good. Just
secret-
a good football game.
Secret pod play easily.
No, we had that in the third quarter. We had
first
that
play
in
of the
third
second
quarter.
half. It was the
double
the
down on
kicker.
that. Double dipped on that because I had the full game over and the Vikings team. So I
that
was
was the
very,
last
very happy. Delighted by this game.
That was the last legal bet I made in Denver before I flew out. Was hit
nice.
that. I again, like you just said, double dipped because I just oh man, what was it? Oh, live Liverpool over 3.5 live. Didn't expect West Ham to get that fourth goal, but there we were, and we took that money and rolled it over into some more Vikings team total. Vikings, plus 6.5. A little nervous when it was tied a couple times late, but going to overtime, I actually felt great about that. Probably the right side. They looked very competent at times. Again, not one I watched a ton of, but just going over the stats, the box score, the team stats, and everything that happened. I mean, taking out the kick return, the offense was moving. Even if they don't return that kick, how often does that drive end up in 3 or 7 points either way? So
they were cruise. They were cruise. They were on cruise control. Yeah.
And honestly, a field goal there feels good too. A field goal probably cashes as well.
Dude, honestly,
we don't go to overtime then.
Baltimore's defense is not. You can't feel good really laying points with this Baltimore team. You can't feel good. I know they got they've been home forever. They haven't had to travel. We're starting to really get into this mindset about Baltimore being good, but they got to go at Miami. First time they were traveling since like September. They got at Miami on Thursday night this week. That defense, though, man, is it sus? I don't think I can lay points with this Miami team.
How many? And between these two teams who each wear purple, how many last-second field goal games have we had between them all? I'm gonna have to go back.
All of them.
All of them.
It feels like all of them.
They've both become the Seattle Seahawks now.
Well,
both of them had a game against the Lions.
They both needed miracles to beat the Lions. They both needed miracles to beat the Lions. They both
the Arizona.
They both
win.
Week 1. They both lost games they should have won in overtime.
The Vikings probably should have beat the Cardinals, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
very, very weird.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, New England, Carolina. I'm not going to spend any time on this outside of the Mac Jones love. It didn't have a good stat line, but he was an impressive leader today, and it didn't matter because Sam Darnold has gotten worse every week. Remember Sam Darnold MVP talk? I'm going to go find some of these Sam Darnold MVP.
He sucks.
I don't like grave digging. I hate the Old Takes Exposed account. I think it's dumb.
Sure.
Like that. It's just I get the joke, but it's like that's a dumb thing. But like, it is funny that there was people like beating that drum. Like we do that every year with some players. Like, oh, it's week 3 and this guy's undefeated and we should be talking about him. Like, I don't know what to make of this team. This defense is playing crazy and they haven't played anyone. And it's been rough. It's been rough for Carolina from there.
There's a couple key thoughts here. Carolina lost their center, and their center is good.
Yeah, he is very good.
They now take on Arizona next week. Arizona's probably going to get Kyler Murray and Hopkins and all those guys back. That spread is going to be too low when it finally does hit 10. Oh, fuck. That's actually probably fair. God damn it. I'm going to have to think about that one. God damn. I was hoping that was going to be like around a touchdown. Shit.
But yeah, Darnold sucking and now losing an offensive lineman. Not going to make things
key offensive line. Offensive line. Yeah.
On a bad offensive line. So things are not going to get better for Carolina.
No,
that might be a cute little teaser leg. But
again,
I think
that's the only way you can attack that now.
Patriots again are just fine. Patriots are an average team, but they're probably going to end up in the playoffs somehow. With the schedule, I'm going to go look at the rest of the Patriots schedule. They're another team that they're above 500 now. They lost to Miami.
Here's the problem. Belichick is getting better. They're getting better as a team. Like he's developing these players in season. They're getting better. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that happens every year.
Every year.
Or it's especially we've talked about this ad nauseum. The defense just figures it out somehow midseason, and they always have like a decent defense, if not good.
Yeah, if you can figure out who the 7 AFC playoff teams are, you win a prize. There are 10 teams for 7
You
spots.
could parlay that.
There are 10 teams for 7 spots right now. Do you know those 10 teams?
Yeah,
Buffalo,
I'm not going to do
New
it on a
England,
Sunday night.
Baltimore, Cincy, Cleveland.
I want to get to the games.
Tennessee, Indy, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Steelers, Broncos.
The whole AFC
There's a
West
lot of
has
5-win
wins.
teams. Everybody
The
has
whole
5
AFC
wins.
West has
The whole
5 wins.
Dude, the team we thought was clearly the best in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills, have as many wins as the rest of the freaking conference. I think the 1 seed this moment would be Tennessee, right? No one has 6. No one else has 6 wins.
The Ravens are 6-2.
Oh, the Ravens got 6. Okay, man, the Ravens might steal the 1 seed, huh? Holy shit!
That's weird.
No, the Ravens got. The Ravens have to go through the Browns in 2 tough spots. I don't think the Ravens are alive for the 1. Personally, I can't believe the Bills lost.
But that's our next game, Buffalo Jacksonville. I mean, it was
can't believe they lost.
We had them do that. They essentially did this game against the Texans. The Texans were just so bad that day they gave up 40. Like the Bills did not look good that day. They scored 40 points looking horrible. They did this last week. It didn't backfire because they just turned it on late. You felt like, all right, are they going to do this again where they just turn it on late and score? It was like, wow, never. You're just going to ruin everybody who saved the Bills for Survivor. Again, I didn't watch a second of this game. I don't know if I want to. I wonder if I can even glean anything from taking the time and watching the quick recap of this one. But boy, like it's the Jags. You should be able to get something on offense with all the weapons you have. I know they lost a running back mid-game, and obviously Knox still has the hand injury, but I don't know. Make sense of this for me, Drew.
I mean, a lot of the questions that we had about Josh Allen in the first couple weeks are starting to become more significant. They've played a very easy schedule. They should have won this game absolutely going away. Josh Allen was like fundamentally miserable at QB for them today. And he was held in elite. Myself included, I put him in elite status in terms of his ability as a quarterback. And I didn't think he could have had a game like he had today. I didn't. And you have to reassess their floor. On any given day, this team could be bad.
And I mean, we're not going to do the whole Josh Allen thing that I saw all over the internet. That's annoying, but he had a good game. Like they got pressure on him.
Josh Allen, the defender.
Yeah, they get some key turnovers. Like that helps. Like
Make no mistake, though. Make no mistake.
It wasn't all Josh Allen.
Jacksonville Jaguars defense is awful. It's awful.
It is bad.
I hang this almost entirely on the Bills and their preparation.
I mean,
the way they performed in this game.
Getting pressure can take a bet. If you can get some pressure, especially if it's surprise pressure, like Tennessee had a couple games where it's like, oh my God, Tennessee is a bad defense, but they're getting after the quarterback. And I don't think they were planning on this. And all of a sudden Tennessee's winning tough games, one of them against this Bills team. So like the fact that they got a bunch of pressure today, I think played a big part, but you got to put the onus on the Bills. You need to.
The Jaguars have a difficult time stopping the run. Outside of Josh Allen's rushing attempts, the Buffalo Bills managed 22 yards on the ground. Josh Allen was 5 for 50 on the ground, but his passing, he was 31 of 47 for 264 yards, 5.6 yards per completion. His QBR, 25.9, horrifically low. 2 picks to 0 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs got open a lot in this game. He had 6 for 85. He was functional. Sanders was functional, 4 for 65. Singletary was effective in the passing game. It was just a matter of poor execution on Allen and taking them out of scoring chances. It was really, really, really a bad game by the Bills. And I think you have to reassess exactly Maybe they're a higher variance team than I believed. I don't know. I don't know. But this was.
And it's not like they won't be tested next week either. So like it's going to be tough. I mean, if they throw up another stinker, then we have red flags.
Yeah, but look, a week ago, if you had said what's your fair price on Bills to win the AFC East, I would have been like, I don't know, 5,000 minus 5,000. It would have been a big number.
Well, especially with
if the Patriots are going to continue to get better, and if they're going to play the level of defense that they played today and continue to perform this way and be safe with the football offensively, like this has so many this is like deja vu all over again. 2001 Patriots. It's weird, man. It's weird.
So they did get to 26. It was late points last week, but averaging 16 points a game between the Dolphins and Jaguars games.
It's bad. It's fucking bad.
Not what expected. Like going into this stretch, Dolphins, Jags, Jets. Like if you said predict the average amount of points they'll score after this is a team that put 38 up on the Chiefs, 31 on the Bills, 40 on the Texans. Like
here's the other problem that I'm having with the Bills right now, and why I'm like a little freaking out, because I do have a pretty huge fucking stake on Bills to win the AFC East. The Patriots are better set up to win in cold weather, right? I mean, the Patriots. We'll get to the Patriots, and did we already go by that game? We did go by. They lost a couple running backs in that game. They have some injuries that they're dealing with, and we'll have to keep an eye on that injury report. They have plenty of running backs, and running backs are interchangeable because they basically wrote the book on running backs don't matter. But ultimately, the Patriots are built to perform better in cold weather than the Bills are. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like they literally are.
Let's spin through the rest of the games. We got a bunch of games yet, and we still haven't got to this week yet.
All right, keep going.
I don't want to talk about the Bills anymore. Cleveland, Cincinnati. Again, that total it got bet up a little, not enough.
We're gonna come back to the Patriots because they're playing the Browns this week. This is the guess game of the fucking week.
Yeah, it is. I guess I didn't see this. I knew some smart people who bet Cleveland. I still liked my Cincinnati position.
Cleveland took a shitload of money this week. The over took a shitload of money. The over was correct. Cleveland was correct.
Yep.
This game was correctly handicapped by the Sharps.
Obviously a huge swing on a 99-yard. I mean, it was a horrible throw.
It was horrific. And Burrow does that. You know that about him. We absolutely know that about him.
He's been lucky this year to not be as volatile as he has been in the few games he played last year. And I mean, there's been some of that a little Wentzian to him where he's had a bunch of interceptable balls.
Don't put that juju on.
No, but I mean, he's had some interceptable balls that he's been lucky about. Honestly, Mahomes has been doing that for like 18 games now, where it's like, all right, he's had a lot of picks drop. It was you can say that was a 14-point swing. Yeah, but at the same time, he's going to do things like that. And, Cleveland brought it today. Maybe, you joked about Von Miller being maybe they needed to get rid of Von Miller. Like, obviously you jest, but the OBJ thing, that might actually have some legs.
Hey, here's what I want to know. Why does the Cleveland Browns defense play better when Beckham's not in the team? That's what I want to know.
Do they just hate him so much?
No, you know what the distinguishing factor in this game was, and I was a little nervous because my biggest position here was the over. The injury report was a lot better for Cleveland as the week went on, and it was like, oh shit, they're right. They're right. Like they're coming into this game good, and the defense looked good. I haven't seen Denzel Ward play that well all season. They shut down Tyler Boyd. Did Tyler Boyd even make the stat sheet? Like they were very good.
Chase barely did. Chase had like 2 catches for no yards. It was mostly. I'm serious. I'm not even.
And I think he had a fumble, and he was targeted a lot. It just
I feel like he said. I think he also said some bad things about the voters as well.
Oh,
if you're listening, right? But yeah, he had.
He slandered the voting. He said the media has been. I think he said the media has been doing me dirty. Yeah,
he did have 6. He had 6 for 49. All right, I was looking at his rushing. I'm like, he had 2 catches for no yards. What is happening? So 6 for 49.
Yeah. On 13 targets.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job
Yikes.
creating separation, Jamar Chase. We all appreciate your unbelievable ability to run routes. No, the jig is up. We now know exactly what they want to do with Chase in that game, and teams now know how to defend it. And it was pretty cool to see. Weird that Baker Mayfield responded to all of the chatter this week with a 14 for 21 performance. He only had to throw the ball 21 times.
didn't have to do much.
Because the defense did all the hard stuff here.
Yeah.
His pass to Donovan Peoples-Jones was impressive. That was a nice kind of game breaker that really set the tone here. He converted some important red zone opportunities, but not all of them. Chubb did most of the heavy lifting here. It's important. We should note. Myles Garrett had 1.5 sacks here. Browns overall sacked Joe Burrow 5 times. 1.5 of those were Myles Garrett. I'd like to see the scorekeeper revisit that and maybe upgrade it to 2. I thought that the half sack he was given, I mean, that was Sheldon Day. What did he really do? That was a 2-sack performance by Myles Garrett. And realistically, I'm pretty happy the Browns are back in the mix because I was nervous that the season was going to go sideways. This felt like a kind of game.
You're too Browns heavy for
this.
My liking.
This kind of game felt like if the Browns didn't get the win, that things were going to go real poorly for them in the month of November, December. But with the win, they are now 5-4, and why can't us? Honestly, if the defense is going to play this way, I do worry a little bit because after a very pedestrian performance for Baker Mayfield, he was chirping in the post game. He was chirping. You see some of those quotes?
I'm very much not caught up on anything.
Okay. Well,
Vegas Giants.
Yeah. They were asking him about a knee injury he sustained in the game, and he was like, "'Twas but a flesh wound." I don't like it when Baker Mayfield gets that level of chummy with the media. It tends to go sideways in terms of his performance, but we will keep an eye on that. Vegas Giants was the depressing game of the day in the morning. I didn't watch any of this. Congratulations if you bet the Giants. This Vegas team is in a they were in just an absolutely brutal spot in terms of prep. Under was always the correct side here. What got bet in this one? This closed 3, it closed 47.5. No one really bet this game.
Not much action. I took a little Giants, like the movie. I almost took the money line, but I pushed out on that. Just took the 3. Thought it'd be an under. I leaned to the under. I like the underside. I thought getting the points with honestly a team against a team with a weird situation. Like it's not the same as like we got rid of a bad coach. This is like, oh shit, our guy is maybe going to prison for 20 years. Like it's a weird, and just with the
20
prep
40,
honestly. Yeah, with early parole, maybe 20. So weird spot. It wasn't one of my stronger positions, but I did take a little Giants here. Not a lot to say about that as far as just Carr looked okay at times, but he also can make some bad decisions. When he gets what we need from Carr is for him throwing further downfield, and sometimes when you have that, you end up with a little bit of a squirrely Carr, and that can cause problems.
Dude, the Raiders got a primetime game next week against the fucking Chiefs, and they are 2.5-point dogs. Oh my god!
And the Chiefs just keep covering.
They covered the opener, Andy.
This is true. I mean, the opener was a little off.
I made a bet in this game, and I got to win, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Atlanta, New Orleans. Didn't watch this, but Atlanta had this well in hand. Stop me if you heard this one before. Atlanta had this well in hand,
and dominated, and then they were losing.
Yeah, they yes. Absolutely. Like you looked at this game flow, it's like, oh, they were up by 18, I think, and we're losing late.
Like utterly dominating.
Just
and
like
then Trevor Siemian all of a sudden was in it.
Who was it that didn't cover? It was the Dolphins game.
Dolphins. They didn't cover. It was just
Pitts. This was just like, let's not cover anybody. It took them one play to get down there, another play, and all of a sudden they're we'll just do it again. We'll kick another field goal, win a game. Atlanta is right there for a playoff spot still. This is both these teams are kind of in the same position. Obviously, New Orleans is on a worse one, sitting with a backup. Siemian didn't look horrible if I look at it, but It's still Trevor Siemian, man.
Yeah, the Falcons Saints game was weird because blowing the lead was super concerning. Super. Like they never should have had a close call in this one. And it was. And then they're down with their backs against the wall. There's a minute left. And the first play was a 64-yard pass to Cordell Patterson.
To a running back / wide receiver / kick returner.
Yeah, no Calvin Ridley, no problem. Kyle Pitts was decently defended all game, although it was surprising that the New Orleans defense didn't do better here. This was a very, very aggressively bet under game, and it sailed over. That's 2 in a row now for the Saints. 2 weeks in a row, the Saints have been nuked under and flown over. This may be Jameis Winston's not the quarterback thing now. What do you think?
I mean, there were 32 fourth quarter points. In a normal world, this probably stays under. Like it probably, you could make arguments that it was the right side. If a team is able to just, play normal defense with a massive lead and not give up, this game probably stays under. Like it took a 32-point fourth quarter to get this into the 50s. So I don't know. Like, but again, it's a Falcons name. What are you going to do?
Dude, the Saints, I didn't realize this. The Saints scored 3 unanswered touchdowns and they missed 2 2-point conversions in that fourth quarter.
This was 10-0 at half. The under probably felt pretty good at that point.
Wait, how'd they end up with 22? Oh, they got a field goal also. Holy shit.
They scored on 4 fourth quarter drives.
Holy shit.
And the Falcons scored on 2. There were 6 scoring drives in the fourth quarter, Drew.
Oh my God.
Again, it was a fucked game, but it was a Falcons game. Things like this happen.
Man, what the hell?
Chargers Philly.
What a weird game.
This was a good one. Maybe not for the right reasons, but
Hurts, I enjoyed this one immensely.
Hurts is a fun quarterback when he's on. Obviously, the Chargers have a lot of weapons. I'm glad the Chargers got the win. I'm kind of just secondhand cheering away for that team. And
well, yeah, that and you bet the early -2.5. So
and it
closed to pick them, but you still won.
oh yeah, I got an extra win. I forgot about. Oh, look at that, 4-2. I bet that 2 weeks ago. Remember this? Oh my God, I'm gonna go open up my bet online right now. I'm rich. Fuck, I forgot all about this. There we go. Boy, this is what happens when you go on vacation for a week and you just drink. Right. I mean, drink breakfast, drink lunch.
That's the beauty of vacation, man.
Nice closing drive. Way to get it done. The Chargers. People don't say as many nice things about Staley when the fourth down regression comes.
Oh, but they got some at the end.
He's still, but since like starting 7 of 9 or 8 of 9, excuse me, there's been some regression. Some of it's play calling, but just bad luck.
They got the 2 that mattered.
Yeah, they did. They ended up getting it done. So good job to them.
You know what the beauty of that was? They didn't stop going for it.
No, that's the main
that is
thing.
The beauty. Like, that was the major takeaway.
Don't be or result oriented.
Don't be exactly.
Be process oriented.
Exactly.
Trust the process, except not in the way the Philly does it. That's just a bad basketball team. It always will be, apparently. Well, sorry, noobs. Green Bay covered the late number. That game was ugly. Like the Chiefs' offense just doesn't have the step on the throat thing right now. I mean, they missed Reek late. It doesn't seem like, and I don't want to get deep into like breaking down Mahomes' mechanics, but like Reek had his guys beat.
Yeah, he did.
Gets overthrown late. Like there's just a lot of that lately where he's just missing a few guys. And they won this game. They moved into a 19-way tie with 5 wins for like the 6th best team in the NFL.
I think it's only an 18-way tie.
Oh no, I'm talking shit about the Sixers. I think the Bulls felt bad for them that night.
What?
Jordan Love.
That was not just one loss that was questionable by your Bulls, but 2.
I have not watched an NBA game in a week, but I don't know.
They had. You want to know the?
We are not. You
want to know the rest advantage they had in that game? They lost.
Oh
my God,
that was. I gotta get you back on track. We're going back to the NFL.
Your Bulls yesterday effed me
fucking
big
age
time.
group. God, don't do NBA right now. We got 20 minutes. We haven't even talked about this next week's games. Green Bay, Jordan Love. It's only been one
See
game.
the Bucks collapsing right now. against the
Jordan
Wizards?
Love.
My God.
Stinks, but we haven't seen a lot of it yet. So I'm not the one to just be like, this guy doesn't have it. But man, he looked skittish in the pocket when he got.
I guess
pressured.
here's my question: how many weeks is it going to take Jordan Love to get up to speed? 2, 3, 4?
Do we have an update on Aaron Rodgers as far as like the fact that he has to? What does he have to do in protocol to get back?
Well, he's treating coronavirus with alternative medicine. So my guess is he's not going to pass 2 negative tests in time to rejoin the team next week.
And then I take everything Florio says with a grain of salt because he's a weird dude. But
I don't suspend it. Forget about whatever the NFL does suspension wise. He's not going to pass a negative test to get back with the team next week.
Why not?
Because he's sick and he's treating it with alternative medicines. This thing
I know,
is
but
run its course. It's going to take like 2 or 3 weeks.
There are people. I mean, there's people who before the vaccination who got sick, and were better in like 3-4 days. Like, I don't think it's
He's
for
symptomatic.
Sure.
He said he was symptomatic.
I know,
I don't
but
think
there
this is a light case.
No, but that happened pre-vaccination. There were people who were symptomatic who got better in like 3, 4, 5 days. There were people who had it for a month. Like he could miss a shitload of time. And being unvaccinated, I think, is the thing. I think it's more of the rules rather than passing negative tests. So.
Well, the rules say he can rejoin the team on Saturday night in time. On the eve of the next game. Yeah.
Yeah, so. we're getting. I guess we're getting more Jordan Love, so that sucks. And then Rappaport says he's not getting suspended. So
I don't Florio and Rappaport are very airtight sources. So
I guess there's some other execs that are kind of pissed at Green Bay about this right now.
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't you be?
San Francisco game didn't happen.
I think this is a hot mess. This is a hot mess. No, we have to talk about the San Francisco game.
Hot seat. The San Francisco management / coaching team.
Hot seat.
You have to not.
Like, oh my God! What the
hell? If you lose this game by bad luck, and you went out there and everything bounced the wrong way, some tipped interceptions, some bad penalties, some bad injuries, and you lose this game, I guess whoopsie daisy. But I mean, they got the shit kicked out of them up and down the field by Colt McCoy. So, you got to start asking some questions. What are we doing with this defense?
Man. And who was absolutely horrific today? Fred Warner. He couldn't tackle. That was awful. I don't know what the hell happened to that guy. That player used to be a player that I would go to war with, and he was horrific today. The fact that Arizona was without everyone, loses Edmonds in the first quarter and scores 31 on you with virtually no resistance was utterly embarrassing. They got 2 sacks on Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy was behind a makeshift offensive line. I don't even really know what to say. I mean, James Conner, Benjamin running amok on this team. It was an embarrassing performance. And honestly, Kyle Shanahan had no urgency in this game. He was punting late. He waved the white flag with most of the fourth quarter remaining in terms of his decision to punt. He looks like he is having a crisis of conscience in terms of what he is, holy shit, what am I doing? What have I done? This is not going the way it's supposed to go. He went from a very confident and exciting and coach that I wanted to back and be on the same side of, to a guy that I don't even really, I don't know that this works.
Everything that happened around the draft suddenly seems magnified. Did they actually know what the hell they were doing? Also now we're not getting it, and you're not even playing him.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're not even playing him, and they don't seem to have confidence in the kid they're trying to develop that they traded their entire future for. We talked about it in the moment. What they gave up was a lot, and it was going to put these guys on the hot seat regardless. And the fact that they're performing at the level they are is really, really, really tough to excuse. 3-5 now, 0-4 at home. You have the advantage of having people come to the West Coast. You can't win a game at home. Okay. Today's performance was just utterly gutless. Interesting to note, 2 weeks in a row, if you had the inside scoop on quarterback availability, didn't matter what number you got sent to the woodshed and take the L. I only don't feel more angry about this game because I could never really get a decent sized bet down until the number was out of reach. Do you know what I mean? Did you ever see no one was taking a fair bet on this?
Yeah, they took little
until they knew. Until they knew.
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't. There was no value. So, just a pathetic game, pathetic effort. I mean, Niners season's over. I don't know. This is very, 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 very disappointed by that team. Hopefully, they can play spoiler and beat the Rams and Seahawks or something. I don't know.
Let's take a look at week 10. We in a double-digit week? What happened this season? Holy Christ!
Well, yeah, it's
it comes and goes.
I'm not sure if you knew this, Andy, but it was daylight savings today, so we were at that part of the calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Thanksgiving
having an early flight. So having an early flight, waking up in an Airbnb in a different time zone on daylight savings, there was a 0% chance I wasn't going to be super confused when I woke up about what time it was and if I was early or late. So I made it home. All is well. Baltimore takes on Miami this Thursday. That's sitting at a 7. Am I right about that? Yeah.
You know what's insane? Here's how you know the calendar's going by so quickly. After this Thursday night football game, we only get one more Thursday night football game before we are doing Thanksgiving
Thursday night.
Thursday. This is this would have been a nice spot to try to come after Baltimore as a favorite, but Miami is in a very, very perilous situation right now as far as a franchise goes. This line tells you that they're not all of a sudden they're not like this absolute trash garbage franchise that deserves the same rating as the bottom of the bottom of the league. The fact that it's under 7 in general, I guess it looks like it's trending towards 7. So this is getting bet in the direction of Baltimore. All right.
I get it, but I'm probably not laying that on the road with a team desperately in a corner. I mean, they're out of the playoffs essentially. They have 2 wins. Their
season's over.
The season's over, but
Andy,
you're playing.
You just made the joke. There's a 19-way tie for 5 wins.
I know, and they're only 3 games out of
2.
that.
No, but they only have 2.
Yeah.
They need so many just to get to 5.
So they're only 3 games out of the top wild card spot. Really, they're only 3 games out of the 5 seed. So yeah, their season's over. I don't want any part of that. That total's probably. Oh man, their offense is just so much worse than Minnesota's. Baltimore's defense might look good.
Baltimore,
yeah, I mean.
No, I don't know.
The Baltimore's defense.
We don't know who the quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, this isn't going to be an offense that we're going to see be super successful against Baltimore's defense, no matter how bad it is. The fact that it's at home, this total's probably right. Jacksonville, Indy. We talked about this already. Indy's laying 10. I guess I was hoping for less than that.
Felt much better about a short week against the Jets than I do against the Jaguars for them.
Total 48.
No interest in this game.
I like it under. I like it under there.
Dogger pass.
And I mean, you can get a 10.5 minus 20. I don't know if I'd pay the juice on that. Cleveland.
Dogger pass.
Patriots. Cleveland straight up or pass.
Wow. The Patriots are 3.
2.5 elsewhere.
Wow.
2.5 at Bet Online. Total 44.
Are you surprised they didn't adjust this much from the look ahead after what the Cleveland Browns did today to rival Cincinnati?
Yeah, unadjusted, I make this a pick 'em right now without doing any adjustments for today. I might just bet Cleveland, even though I went against them today.
Who's laying the Patriots in this game? That's what I want.
That's the thing. I know they're rounding back into form and this happens, but maybe Cleveland got rid of what was holding them back on offense. And if they got that kind of offensive performance from the Baker Mayfield where they didn't even need him to do much, yeah.
Baker Mayfield is still loose, and he's going up against a team that's taking the ball away.
Yeah. Oh, and Browns is a teaser if it stays in this 2.5 range. That's a beautiful look there too, especially with the low total.
God, dude, if you would take me back in time to September and you said, "Hey, I'll give you plus 125 on the money line, Browns versus the Patriots in Week 10," I would have all of my bankroll on this.
Well, that's irresponsible.
Obviously, it's not. That's obviously not responsible. But the idea that you would have given me a shot at Browns as a dog in this spot is crazy. But I'm starting to drink the Patriots Kool-Aid a little bit, honestly.
That's the problem here. That's where I might just end up using this in a teaser.
They play.
Another teaser right off the bat.
The Patriots offensive line is playing well. They're protecting Mac. They're going to be able to stop this pass rush for the Browns, which means the Browns corners and pass defense is going to be a little bit. They're going to have to play really, really well. The secondary all game. That's a lot to ask.
Isaiah Wynn isn't very good.
Over 44. Over 44 is probably.
I don't have a take on this total.
The way the Patriots are playing, they're just wiping out the clock.
Yeah. If the Patriots can play ball control, it probably ends up somewhere in the high 30s.
Shit, this is a tough one, man.
Well,
this is the game of the week, and I don't really have a good read on this market at all.
We'll hash it out on Wednesday.
Do you think that they just found the right number early, and they're just going to write both ways all week? This is a two-way market.
Maybe. That's a good question for a few guys we know that do that for a living. This could end up being just a nice number. I'd love to sit here because then I can put it in a teaser when it opens up at the places I do that sort of thing at. I'll probably, I mean, this is true too. Like, I don't know if that was a really good pass rush to give a good litmus test on the New England offensive line. Isaiah Wynn stinks. That's why
Isaiah Wynn is he? He's not. Is he even?
Playing.
No.
Yeah, no, that's the joke. You just will not bite on. Dallas -9. Where do we got elsewhere? 8.5 at BetOnline. If you took a Dallas teaser today and you feel bad about it, are you going back to the well?
No.
I might. I didn't take him this week though.
Andy, 52.
It's Atlanta.
52.
Do you think that's low?
Yes.
Do you think it'll get lower though? Because people, what happened to this Atlanta total today? Where did the market take it?
Well, that was against the Saints.
I know, but at the same time, what have we seen from the Dallas offense the last two games? A backup quarterback?
This closes 55.
You think so? I don't. I have no appetite for this.
I do.
All right. Drew's on the over.
This goes one way. I mean, at 52, there's no scramble. You know, if you bet 52 or 53.5, it's not really a huge difference. So I think you can probably wait for a little injury info here. No rush. I'll probably wait until Tuesday to bet this. If there's still a 53.5 available on Tuesday, I'm probably playing this over. But yeah, this is a low total for that game. I think it gets bet up.
Buffalo is a double-digit favorite again. Again on the road.
Mike White, Josh Johnson, or Zach Wilson?
That's the thing. Like, it might matter a little. Like Zach Wilson.
We're not going to see Zach, right?
I don't think so. And it is a different kind of play calling when Zach Wilson is out there. I don't know if he's been told to like protect the investment or just make it look like he's not as bad as he looks in practice. Like, don't make him look stupid on TV, because they're calling the plays differently when Zach Wilson's not in there. So I think that makes it. I think it really makes a difference. And if Mike White's wrist is fine, he starts. I don't know. His wrist looked pretty fucked the other day.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Before I get involved in that, Dallas, I said watch the injury news. Was something wrong with CeeDee Lamb today? 9 targets. He caught 2 balls. He had a couple drops. Something maybe not good going on with him. Worth watching. Yeah, no,
I mean, he's had that ankle. Like CD and Amari have had injuries like all year. They just keep playing. Like
I can't.
Amari's got that hammy too.
Yeah, and to go to Buffalo Jets, I can't get involved in that game either way.
Oh,
my guess is it's going to be Josh Johnson. My guess is Buffalo probably covers, but I don't think I have the stomach to go back to that well after what we saw from Buffalo's offense.
Yeah, no thanks.
Mostly just want to watch that game to see what we see out of Buffalo's offense realistically. New Orleans, Tennessee. That is Tennessee. Without playing Sunday Night Football, they are 2.5-point favorites against the Aints. Total 45.
I really think you need to have a strong feeling about what this Tennessee offense will be tonight. Yeah, I think this one moves strongly one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is 2.5 tomorrow because they either die, they live by the pass or they die by the Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. What do you think of Tampa Bay, Washington? 2 teams coming off of a bye. We saw this game was expected to be 7.5, and another pretty weird random adjustment up to 9.5, even though neither team played. What do you make of that? And the fact that
last time this happened, we bet into the Dak Prescott injury news. Like, Tom Brady's calf messed up, or no? It'd be Heineke. It'd be the other way.
This would be the other way.
Yeah. I guess check on the status of McLaurin and Gibson and everyone who matters there. Man? Tampa Bay probably scores. I
kind of have an appetite for. I have an appetite for Washington in this game.
But I think if you have an appetite for Washington,
take the 9.5.
No, you take the over 52. Their defense has not been great. This is a good offensive line. I don't see them getting pressure. Yeah, that secondary can't cover. Like Tampa Bay probably scored. If Washington stays within that number, they're putting up like 24 points, right?
Interesting. Yeah, that's
kind of 24,
yeah,
31.
Maybe, you know what? Actually, there was a number of injuries for Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown, Gronk, corners. Maybe all those guys come back healthy.
And if the corners are still hard out, this is the main thing about that over. Washington can't get anything done in the red zone. Just puke worthy.
Okay, let's move on. Detroit, Pittsburgh. We don't know about Pittsburgh's status yet, but this is early looking like Detroit will be 9-point dogs coming off their bye. You ready to back the Lions at 9 points?
Pittsburgh's coming around.
We got to look at the weather and make sure that it's not raining, because then Tiny Hands Goff will fumble. But if it's not raining, I will be backing Detroit this week. I can pretty much tell you this.
It's a bad offensive matchup for Detroit. This defense still can play well.
I'm kind of hoping that for me. I'm kind of hoping that Pittsburgh's offense looks awesome this week against the Bears, and that they do well and they do cover, and we did get a big old number. If this is 10.5 Tuesday, I'm going to be a happy camper back in the Lions.
God, that's probably a look. Yeah, if it goes across the 10.
Let's look at Pittsburgh weather next week real quick, because if it's raining, then all bets are off.
Yeah, I can't get to quit to 10. All right, you look at that. Minnesota Chargers minus 2.5 at home. Minnesota offense getting that much respect. They're putting up points when they want to, when they're behind. The Chargers are a weird team right now. I'm liable to take Minnesota again one of these days. Not straight up against this Chargers team on the road, though.
You want to know the forecast?
Windy as fuck.
Cloudy. A chance for snow showers in the morning, followed by showers possible in the afternoon. 10 miles an hour winds. Decent chance, 100% chance of cloud cover, more than 50% chance of precipitation.
Should we just bet this under and get the CLV and watch it burn away on a long screen pass to a third string running back? It's 43.5 some places already.
Yeah, probably should actually, because Goff's tiny hands. He's gonna struggle. Under Detroit, Pittsburgh under 40. There's a 44 out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't take the 43.5.
44.
There's a 44 for you.
Fire.
Fire
Pittsburgh
away.
under 44.
We're going to be on the right side of one of these weather ones for the first time in ever.
Oh, I got it. I was on the right side of the under in Washington, Oregon last night. That was a nice weather under.
No, I don't
See
stay
that
up
game?
that late. No, I can't
Ooh,
stay
it
up that
was-
late.
it
Even
was
when
nasty.
I'm on the West
Dude, it was
Coast, I don't stay
nasty.
up that late.
That was a great game.
Carolina, Arizona, big spread
Whoa.
there.
The Magic beat the Jazz, man. The Magic
Carolina-
beat the Jazz outright. Magic were fatigue factor
We are-
darlings tonight, and I didn't
we are-
take them.
We're
Fuck.
we're already Sunday Night Football's already started. We still have games. You're killing me today, Drufus.
I didn't bet
Air-
the Magic today. I didn't have the
I
stomach for it.
know. I know. Somehow we spent 45 minutes on the recap today. Arizona minus 10.
I'm a little drunk is probably why.
Oh God. That's I know Drew told a long story when we were drinking the other night. We hooked up out in Del Mar. Drew told a long story, and then when you went to the bathroom, I told my wife, I'm like, that's why the podcast is an hour and a half, honey. That's why I'm home so late. Drew gets to drink and the stories get long. It was a good one though. It was the skiing one. That one was fun. Arizona minus 10. Is that 10.5 anywhere yet? If everyone's healthy, that's short.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not going to bank on everyone being healthy though. That's not something I'm going to do. Laying double digits, hoping everyone's healthy. It is at home.
I think
a broken ass team.
We
though.
might have to respect Colt McCoy.
And Colt McCoy played kind of good today. Without Nuke even. That total should probably not be.
Colt McCoy was
45.5.
so bad in the preseason, and he was so fine today. I really don't know what to make of it.
I think we should ignore preseason stuff.
Yeah, but
Seattle,
you shouldn't
Green
be
Bay.
that. Man, whatever.
Oh man, many playoff matchups. Seattle, Green Bay. This is a 6. I don't want to touch this because I apparently have no grip on what the protocol rules are. Rodgers is trying to treat this with like ginger root and God knows what. So I don't want to mess with this, especially Russ might be back. He
What kind of price will you give me on this being a Russell Wilson versus Jordan Love matchup?
I think that's the likeliest scenario. Like minus 300.
Oh, I don't want to lay 300.
I
know. I think is going to happen.
Everything I'm doing, I'm doing a little something called doing my own research on this right now.
Okay, you're doing your own research.
I'm doing my own research, but it kind of looks like Rodgers. I'm looking like Rodgers out, Russ in. So yeah, no. If that's the case, give me the 6, right?
Right.
So Seattle has a lot of problems, but Jordan Love is not good.
Oh, the Jordan Love experience.
You know what?
Today was bad.
I'm betting on Russ back. I'll just take the 6.
Let's do it.
I'll buy out. Yep. Let's play the
Geno
Seattle 6.
Smith can beat Jordan Love, even if
I really think he can.
Honestly,
he beat the Jags.
All of the there was a report that surfaced quietly 2 weeks ago that Russell Wilson got the pins out of his finger early, which to me told me they were targeting him for this game. They're going to get him back early.
And now they're laughing because it's against Jordan Love.
Yeah, no, I'm involved in this as well.
All right, plus 6
for the
That's
6 for the
great
Seahawks.
number.
Let's get it.
Philly, Denver. I don't want to overreact to what Denver did today. That was a great game. They got pressure on the Cowboys. The offense was the surprise. Like the way the defense played, even with Von Miller gone, I guess with the problems that Denver.
Well, they're getting some healthy wide receivers now.
Yeah,
which is important.
Tim Patrick's kind of decent.
He's decent.
You have a bunch of good young receivers.
Yeah.
They
didn't have Noah Fant out there dropping balls. That helped.
I don't think the Denver defense is actually that good.
No.
So this total is probably a little low.
What is it? Ooh, 44? Woo. Ooh, 44 and a half is a bettable number.
45 is the best I'm finding. So I'm on an over 45 there as well.
All right, let's get that over. I'm on that. Let's do it.
Yeah, the people talking about
Philly,
the Jordan Love
Denver,
tickets. Those are like my
over.
tickets to the Breeders' Cup. I was
what
I
didn't?
just did standing room only.
Yeah, you didn't.
So expensive. Box seats are like 500 at seat at the minimum for like the worst ones.
Why did you feel like you needed them at all?
No, we just stole other people's seats.
Yeah, of course. that's
all right, last one.
That's how you do it every time. I've never done
LV
Ooh, there's weather potentially in Denver. Let me look here. Hang on. I already
Always.
played it, so it's a little. I mean, if there's a chance of snow in Pittsburgh, there might be a chance of snow in Denver, I guess, huh?
There's a chance of snow in Minnesota.
It's going to be hot in the West next week. I don't think there's any chance of snow.
This is in the mountains.
Yeah, no, but the West is.
All right,
Sunday's
Sunday,
clouds
looking
and
good.
sun. Then no, 4
call
mile
my
an hour
brother
wind.
off.
We're good. We Gucci. We Gucci.
Santa Anita. Yeah, Santa Anita is my next track I'm going to. All right, last one real quick. KCLV.
Hopefully after Keeneland, they go back to Santa Anita.
Yeah. God, I do not have an opinion on Kansas City games right now. Have at it, Drew. It's all yours. If the offense plays to potential, this is one game. If it plays like it's been playing, it's another game. So count me out. There's better games to bet on.
No, this is don't overthink it. Chiefs.
I don't know. I joked about
Chiefs.
7. I joked about the Packers getting to 7.5.
KC is
last
broken.
week.
KC's broken. You know who else is broken? The Raiders.
I know, but Drew, I joked about this on the podcast and about Green Bay being 7.5 was too much. They covered that number. Like Kansas City's offense is just not working for some reason. So
they play down
Almost.
to their opponents
yeah, and they're going to do it again.
and lose.
I mean, you're right. They haven't had trouble with this Raiders teams the past couple of years.
That's right.
I think they've lost
Dominating.
2 out of 4.
They covered easy both times last year. Nah, they were 0-2 against the spread.
I think 1-1, 0-2 against the spread.
You weren't impressed with the Kansas City defense holding the mighty Packers
God,
scoreless through
come
3.5 quarters. It took the Pack. You know how many minutes were left in the game when the Packers finally got on the score sheet today? Andy,
A
you
lot.
know?
I mean, but to be fair,
Packers-
Green Bay got down there a couple times. They had a missed field goal, a blocked field goal, another turnover on downs, I believe. Like they pulled the old Washington football team where they got down there repeatedly. I think they got within, they got inside like the 35 times. They just weren't finishing drives because they had a shitty young quarterback. They were still moving with that offense. So I don't want to give Kansas City much credit.
Wow. Okay. They had one pick inside Kansas City, pretty deep inside Kansas City territory. They had
This is
one.
a good point too. Damon Arnett might get arrested soon. Like he's on social media slinging guns and stuff.
He does seem like he wants it. Yeah. Not good. I don't want to give Casey that much credit for this game. I just think Kansas City's eventually going to be a sleeping giant. And they'll eventually snap out of this.
Have fun catching that knife.
I mean, I don't feel like you're catching it. They're 2.5. They're under 3 here. The look ahead here was 3.
Their defense stinks so bad.
The look ahead here was 3, and now they're giving you 2.5.
All right, I'm just saying, Deshaun Jackson versus that safety. Good luck keeping up, baby.
You think Deshaun Jackson is going to be a difference maker in this game?
I don't know, maybe. For one play, all it takes is one play. That's his game. He just makes a difference on one play. Yeah. Don't want it.
You want to guess what the preseason number on this one was?
7?
So how much have you downgraded Kansas City off the preseason?
I'm not saying my numbers don't say bet this. I'm saying I'm not going to because they can't get the offense to work.
The preseason number on this was 7.5.
Yeah, I'm not saying my spreadsheet says you should bet the Chiefs at this number. You'd be dumb not to. But what they do against the perception and against the market says I'd be dumb too. So no thanks.
Okay.
A bit of a high total, but a Raiders tease at home. I think the Raiders stay within that teaser number.
No opinion on Rams, San Francisco. No opinion on Chicago, Pittsburgh tomorrow night. You got anything on that?
Not really. I think the Steelers are better than people made out to be at the beginning of the year, like, yeah, Ben stinks, but the defense is kind of doing the Patriots thing where this defense can pick it up a little. They still have a lot of good players. This total's 39 for a reason. Part of it is the Steelers defense, but also the Bears offense. Like, we get a Monday Night Football game with the total in the 30s. So you're welcome, man. You're welcome, America.
Hey, what the Tennessee defense actually playing somewhat competitively against the Rams so far. Who were you rooting for in the first touchdown market from Noops? Out of curiosity.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to put that up when it actually mattered.
Higbee, Swaim.
You know, and you know what? Actually, if you have like
Tannehill,
DraftKings, you can bet these live.
Rams. Oh, really?
Yeah, they
That's
have
cool.
this. They have you have next touchdown markets.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool.
I wish I were still in the Denver airport.
I bet you don't.
I think I'm 9-0 now. No, that was Detroit. I made a bunch of live bets on a connecting flight in Detroit as well. Just fucking crushing baseball.
Okay.
I might be undefeated in airports. Maybe I need to go like full the terminal. All right, I'm gonna go watch this game.
Andy,
We'll be back at halftime. See you guys.
if you want Kansas City Chiefs, get them now 2.5. That's going to 3. That's all I got to tell you.
I bet it is. Oh, I don't want them. I don't want them.
I'm just saying. I'm telling the listeners.
Oh yeah, no. If you want them, take them early. Like people still have a hunger for this. The golf chat does crush that second touchdown market.
I believe that. The golf chat is sharp as fuck.
I didn't even get to get in there much. All right, see you guys. See you there.
All right, sorry I made that so long. I'm sure that was on me.
Matt, what'd you do?
There's a lot to talk about today, man.
What you?
Crazy
No,
day.
there was, and I didn't even watch the games. A little bit.